Tong fix you up? Yeah, you? You cut it pretty close. I'm in pretty bad shape. Looks like I'll be living in Hong Kong for a couple of months. Will you get better? Any permanent damage? I'll recover, but not right away. You'll be on your own for a while. I hear you've already been keeping busy. Just getting to know the locals. Turns out VersaLife had a universal constructor. They were synthesizing the virus right here. Tong told me. Not a cheap gizmo. Majestic 12 sure does a lot of R&D. Every ruler needs a power base. Without the people, well, you need something to use against them. I'm going to see what Tong has to say about the schematics I recovered. Hey, do me a favor. Get better. I'm working on it.
VersaLife Corporation is a large multinational company active since the 1970s. It specializes in pharmaceuticals, bioengineering, and nanotechnology. VersaLife is a subsidiary of the mammoth firm Page Industries, whose owner is Bob Page. Its headquarters is located in Hong Kong and has other major facilities, such as in Roca Seca Beach off the coast of San Francisco in the USA. The company was founded in 1976 as Versatile Life Solutions. In 1993, one of VersaLife's subsidiaries, White Helix Labs, performed a series of experiments on newborn babies, likely as part of an early attempt to develop augmentation technology. Adam Jensen was the only survivor of this series of experiments, thought lost when his birth parents burnt down the labs. The years prior to 2000 were described as VersaLife's golden age until it went into a sharp decline. Despite this, however, in 2008 it was one of several major biotechnology companies to participate in biotech research at the controversial Omega run. VersaLife was eventually delisted from the NYSE as it continued to fall in value. This all changed in 2016 when the failing pharmaceutical giant was purchased by the holding company Page Industries. VersaLife did not start making a profit until it had been acquired by the larger conglomerate. In 2020, Darrow Industries sold the patent to produce the anti-rejection drug neuropozyne exclusively to VersaLife. Due to the rise in popularity of mechanical augmentations up to the mid-2020s, VersaLife made billions of credits through sales of the drug. VersaLife's pharmaceutical products include paracetamol, a popular painkiller, as well as neuropozyne. Since VersaLife is the only company producing neuropozyne, it remains extremely expensive. Other alternatives to the drug exist, such as the relatively inexpensive Ryazine. However, VersaLife maintains strict control of the patent for the anti-rejection drug, which scares away competitors. The company continues to produce neuropozyne even following the Aug incident and the subsequent collapse of the augmentation industry. However, sales of the drug decline and the stocks of the company fall in response. VersaLife's CEO reassures its stockholders that the company will continue to perform well regardless. Page claims that cutting-edge research into infectious diseases and genome-based cures should turn a profit very soon. Up until 2027, VersaLife is involved in secret, unethical research related to the Hiron project. The company has a number of employees stationed at the Rifleman Bank Station who are attempting to find compatible Hiron drone test subjects. This research is put to a stop following a leak of its existence by the Juggernaut Collective. However, VersaLife's involvement in the research is not made public, and instead, Bell Tower Associates takes the fall for the scandal. VersaLife's Orchid project aims to find a way to remove the gene in humans that causes augmentation rejection. However, it is only useful as a way to prevent rejection if the removed gene is then replaced by another one. If the gene is removed without a replacement, the orchid is almost always lethal to anyone it is administered to. In the following years, VersaLife developed a cure for AIDS by utilizing nanite robots. An initial breakthrough occurs in 2027 when AIDS is successfully cured in lab mice. By the 2050s, a cure for the disease in humans is found, along with treatments for other viral infections such as the century flu. By 2052, VersaLife is a commercial behemoth, being worth approximately $1 trillion credits, with Maggie Chow as one of its directors. It specializes in nanotechnology, making several products involving nanites, such as nano-augmentations and nanotech swords. VersaLife is the sole source of the augmentation canisters and upgrade canisters found during the 2050s. By 2052, VersaLife is a commercial behemoth, being worth approximately $1 trillion credits. With Maggie Chow as one of its directors, it specializes in nanotechnology, making several products involving nanites such as nano-augmentations and nanotech swords. VersaLife is the sole source of the augmentation canisters and upgrade canisters found during the 2050s. It is responsible for developing multiple genetically modified organisms known as transgenic. These organisms include Greasels, Karkians, and Greys, although the Greys are actually a resurrected Illuminati experiment that was deemed unsuccessful when first performed. In order to create these products, VersaLife uses its universal constructor, one of the few in existence. In accordance with Majestic 12's plans for world domination, VersaLife also secretly produces the fatal Grey Death nanovirus as well as its vaccine Ambrosia. As a source of both the virus and the only working cure, anyone susceptible to the virus is effectively at Majestic 12's mercy. Ambrosia is not a permanent cure, but rather only a temporary measure by selectively increasing and decreasing the intensity of plague outbreak while keeping the cure under tight rations. Majestic 12 is able to foster social disorder by dissolving the standard social classes. VersaLife's headquarters is based in Hong Kong from between 2027 and 2052. This building is composed of three major sections: the data entry facility, the Pacific Rim Research Facility, and the Nanotech Containment Facility. The only part of the HQ open to the public is the Data Entry Facility. All other sections are restricted to authorized personnel with the appropriate clearance. VersaLife Corporation places high emphasis on security, to the point that even a receptionist in the Data Entry Facility will kill anyone who threatens the company. Very little trust is placed in regular employees. One staff member claims that he was held at gunpoint while performing a task for the corporation. Others are apparently intentionally infected with the Grey Death in order to reduce the risk of sensitive information being leaked. Some staff members, appearing to be regular data entry personnel, are in fact spies planted by Majestic 12 to oversee these regular employees. Certain workers, due to greed, disgruntlement, or other reasons, can be persuaded to betray the firm, such as Richard Hunley, the shift supervisor in the data entry facility. VersaLife has a research facility at the Shackleton Glacier in Antarctica. The collapse cuts the base and its crew off from the world. The crew survive for some time, but are eventually overrun by cold, food shortage, and transgenics. The transgenics adapt to the environment. The Greasels and Karkians roam wild, while the sentient Greys are taken into care by J.C. Denton and become the guardians of his sanctuary. VersaLife's subdivisionary, White Helix Labs, was located in Twisted Cedar, Michigan. There they were supposedly studying childhood genetic diseases, but in actuality, they were conducting horrible experiments on infants to create an immunity to Darrow deficiency syndrome. Adam Jensen was their only survivor and success before his birth parents, who were two of the researchers working at the facility, set fire to it. The lab was destroyed, along with all research files and employee records. VersaLife also has a research facility in New Mexico. Not much is known about this except it's where they started their research on the Grey under the guise of the Bovine Manipulation Project. These experiments were then moved to their Shackleton facility. VersaLife designs and manufactures many medical products, which include the previously mentioned neuropozyne, ambrosia, paracetamol, WKUP, which is a stimulant, Coronix, Neuronix, Drovonin solution, cryogenic storage boxes, and all nano augmentations prior to the collapse event. Some notes: VersaLife is one of two organizations that is mentioned and appears in all 5 Deus Ex games, which are Deus Ex, Deus Ex Invisible War, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Deus Ex The Fall, and Deus Ex Mankind Divided. The other one is the Illuminati. VersaLife owns a space station, as mentioned in an email, found in the Picus Communications building during Deus Ex Human Revolution. Pictures and a blueprint of the space station can be found in VersaLife's vault in the Palisade Bank. VersaLife, like almost all corporations, eventually folds during collapse. So, to finish off with some trivia, VersaLife had a website created which was www.versalife.com. It's no longer existing anymore. Their motto can be heard in one of the episodes of the first season of Max Headroom by the old Australian punk hacker. The USA Network TV show Suits mentions a company called VersaLife in Season 4, Episode 12, which is a client of Pearson Spector. It is most likely that the name was unintentionally plagiarized from the game series. Still a cool little Easter egg though. So that's everything on VersaLife, one of the kind of most important corporations in the Deus Ex universe. If you want to add anything to it or had any questions, let us know in the comment. Otherwise, see you in the next video.
Janice, can you hear me?
Yes, the link is weak, but I can strengthen it.
Wait, what are you doing?
The data rod contains a seeker program. It's flagging everything it finds on Project Orchid and sending it to me.
Wait, that's an audio file. Can I hear it?
Hello?
Bob, it's Megan. Those orchid samples you told my new assistant to send to Switzerland?
I asked him not to bother you with that.
It's okay. I told him he could. But it's just, I've never heard of this garm facility before.
A recent acquisition. I'll have to take you there someday.
That's not necessary. Listen, the changes we make to the orchid's Cas enzymes, they're incredibly dangerous. Until we perfect the replacement-based fragment, GARM's researchers must keep a neutralizing enzyme on hand.
I've read your reports, Megan. I know all about the failures of the CRISPR molecule. I'm even keeping a sample of the neutralizer inside a secure vault in case your research gets corrupted.
You are?
Trust me, you have nothing to worry about.
Thank you. I just wanted to be sure this time. Good night, Bob.
Good night, my dear.
Megan.
Dr. Reed, you seem disappointed. She joined VersaLife shortly before Seraph Industries closed. I assumed you knew.